Today, you are gonna learn how to write better explainer video scripts. In fact, the script writing tips I'm gonna share with you are what I've used over the past decade to write basically hundreds of explainer scripts for clients all over the world. And thanks to those 7 tips, our client videos are doing extremely well. Now, I should warn you, if you're expecting the latest hacks, you're gonna be disappointed. What you will get instead are solid tips that are gonna work now, they're gonna work next year, and basically they're gonna keep working forever. Because those are the solid foundation pillars of explainer video script writing. I'm Edward Stinga from the Explainer Company, and this is our YouTube series on explainer videos. If you like this type of content, you can support our channel by gently tapping the like button and subscribing or clicking the notification bell so you always get updated when we release new video marketing content. So let's get straight to it. When I first launched our explainer video agency many years ago, there was basically no explainer script writing guide, so there was nowhere to learn from. What I had to do instead was study all the copywriting giants, and I literally watched more explainer videos and ads than I can remember. And I slowly came up with a formula that, to put it simply, just works. And today, I'm gonna pull the curtain and share those secrets with you here on YouTube for free. So it's time for me to show you the 7 most powerful script writing strategies that I use. So let's dive right in with tip number 1, make it about the viewer, not about you. I've seen so many videos where all they talk about is us, we, our company, but nothing about you, the viewer. We do this, we do that, and so on. It's not a surprise, but people are selfish. They just want to know what's in it for them. And they honestly don't really care about you. Which, by the way, is completely normal. And you want to frame as much as possible about the viewer, not about your company. And it's perfectly fine if you have to mention your company a couple of times, but even then, make sure you connect it to the viewer somehow. So, let me give you an example about a travel app. Our app works in offline mode, so that you can enjoy your holiday without worrying about your itinerary and other travel details. Or, our plugin improves website speed so that you can rank higher on Google. Make sense? Tip number 2, read it out loud. It might sound a little bit weird, but this is extremely powerful because the way we write is much different than the way we speak. And there's no better example about this than really bad Hollywood films with really poor dialogue. It just sounds so fake and annoying. And the same is true about your explainer video. You want it to sound like a true, honest, genuine conversation between you and your viewer. So give it a try. Read your explainer script out loud, then see how it feels. If something feels wrong, just spend a little bit more time on it and improve that part until it sounds good. And tip number 3, sleep over it. Well, this one is pretty simple, but let me just explain it for you real quick. Don't try to push yourself to write a great script on your first draft because it's most likely not gonna happen. Just start writing some words on a piece of paper or on your computer and just get things started basically. Because no great copywriter, Hollywood scriptwriter, or novel writer ever gets it right the first time. Everyone knows it's all about improving and editing your drafts. And if you spend a significant amount of time working on a script or a novel or whatever, you just get so absorbed into it that you might miss out on the small, very important details that need to be fixed. And there's nothing better than taking a day off from writing the script, going to sleep, and coming back the next day in the morning to look at the script again with a pair of fresh eyes, because you will look at it in a different light and spot a lot of things that I guarantee you will miss otherwise. It makes a huge difference, I promise. Tip number 4, know your audience. And this one is extremely crucial, and it's pretty much the foundation of any great explainer video script. Without this, you're just shooting in the dark and basically casting a net that's so wide and crossing your fingers that it's gonna work. It won't. You have to investigate like a detective and find out everything you can about your target audience. Who they are, what gender, what age, where do they hang out, what's the problem that they're dealing with right now, what's the problem with the solutions that they have to the problem that they're dealing with, how do they talk, what sort of phrases and words do they use. Basically, try to find out as much as possible about them, because if you know all this, you are going to be able to make the script more relevant and relatable to them. And if your target audience can relate to your video, they're going to keep watching. And if they keep watching, they'll become more invested and they're much more likely to buy something from you. So here's an example. We recently made a video for a company selling a software solution to a business demographic that wasn't really good at all with technology, and it was making their lives a living hell. So the way we started that video was with a simple line that asked the question: feeling confused and overwhelmed with technology? Now, if someone in our target audience hears that line, it basically hits the nail straight on the head, because their only reaction is going to be, yes, that's me. I'm listening right now. What more do you have to say? And to keep that going, later on in the video, we use some words and phrases that would be very relevant to them. Tech terms such as CRM, CMS, OTA, and so on. Basically words that confuse the hell out of them, but words that they recognize. Tip number 5, the call to action. And I see people get this wrong all the time, so you definitely want to pay attention to this one. You have to understand, an explainer video is a short piece of content, usually 1 to 2 minutes, and its purpose is to create awareness or help people understand who you are, what you do, and why they should care. And basically create enough interest for the viewer to spend more time and discover more about you. Getting a sale directly after such a short video, usually 1 to 2 minutes in length, is pretty hard. So you want to think about your call to action quite a bit and go for a soft close, not a hard sale. Something that won't turn people away immediately. So for example, you could say something like, scroll below this video to schedule a demo right now. And now when they're on the demo, that's when you go for the sale. Because now you have 30 minutes with the client, not just 1 or 2 minutes. You can use any other simple call to action like sign up for a free trial, download a free white paper, register a free account, and so on. Just don't go for a hard close that says buy now. It's like going out on a date with a woman and asking her to marry you after 5 minutes of the conversation. It's just not really gonna work and you're gonna look like a fool. Tip number 6, ask questions. Did you know that? What if there was a solution that? What if you could solve this problem without X problem? Questions are extremely powerful. First of all, because they engage the viewer to think or imagine certain things. And second of all, because you can use an NLP or sales technique called future pacing, where you ask the viewer to imagine himself or herself in a future desired situation, and of course then you connect that situation with how your solution can bring them from point A to point B. You see how that works? It's very powerful. And tip number 7, you have to deal with emotions, not with facts. One of the most well-known philosophers of our time, his name is Alain de Botton, probably not pronouncing his name right, said something like this: at the heart of successful entrepreneurship is an accurate insight into the causes of human unhappiness. To be an entrepreneur means essentially to become an expert in the things that make life difficult for people. That is very profound. You have to understand that most of the time, human emotions are what drive people to make a purchase. I mean, sure, facts have a place as well, but our emotions are much more powerful. Just think about it. We all know that one person who buys the newest iPhone every single year that it comes out. You really think that person needs a new iPhone that's 17% slimmer with a battery that lasts 12% longer and a processor that's 11% faster? Like, last year's phone wasn't good enough for his daily life? It's all about how the new phone makes him feel though. It's all about that feeling of novelty, the exciting variety and significance, and even the increase in status that he receives for being part of the club. Oftentimes, we do things for emotional reasons and we later justify them with rationalizations. Alright, I hope you'll take those 7 powerful tips and apply them to your next script. I guarantee you it will be 10 times better. If you want to find out more about explainers, check out our entire series here on YouTube for free, where we go even deeper and cover everything related to explainer videos. And if you want to get an awesome explainer video for your company to stand out from all the noise, produced by a professional and experienced team with over 10 years in the industry and more than 400 videos produced for clients all over the world, then visit our website, check out our portfolio, and get in touch, link in the description. I'm Edward Stinga, founder of the Explainer Company, and until next time, stay creative.